All the noise of the day, this pointless race, the hollow hopes and fragile ties, it's all so exhausting. Every morning we wake up, only to carry a burden we never asked for. Sometimes, just drawing a breath feels like a monumental chore. But then, the night comes, and sleep covers us in its soft, cool blanket. Sleep is good, so very good. It steals us away from this meaningless world, if only for a few hours. When we sleep, there is no pain, and no memories haunt us. We lose all awareness of our own heavy existence. For those fleeting moments, we are entirely free from everything that eats away at us from the inside. But sleep has a tragic flaw. It always ends. Morning comes. The eyes open, the light stings, and reality settles right back onto our chests, crushing us. That is why, if sleep is good, death is far better. People fear death, but why? Death is simply a sleep that never breaks. It is a quiet darkness with no terror, only absolute peace. No morning alarms, no expectations, no hearts left to break. Death is a quiet promise that this exhausting play will finally come to an end. We will finally return to the dirt, and our silent screams will fade forever into the white noise of the universe. Death is liberation. But if falling asleep from exhaustion is good, and sleeping forever is better, then why were we ever forced to wake up? If the best cure for this ache is death, why were we infected with the disease of life to begin with? To tell you the truth, the most perfect state, the most beautiful peace, was something else entirely. The best thing, of course, would be to have never been born at all. Imagine that void. No body to bruise, no soul to shatter, no eyes to shed tears, no chest to carry an aching heart, just an endless, perfect nothingness, a silence that was never violently broken by the cry of a newborn. Why would someone who never existed need the mercy of death? Why would someone who was never forced into the blinding light be afraid of the dark? We were thrown into this world for no reason. We arrive crying, we struggle, we live in illusions, and then, one day, we are erased. It is all so absurd, so utterly meaningless. Sleep is a temporary salve. Death is a permanent cure. But to have never been born, that was a perfect blessing we were robbed of. Instead, we were dragged into the light, blinking and screaming, forced to make sense of a world that makes no sense at all. We were given a handful of years, a fragile heart, and a mind that asks questions the universe has no intention of answering. We are forced to build castles out of sand, knowing the tide will always come to wash them away. Who asked the universe to wake us up? Who decided that the sacred silence of non-existence needed to be broken by our first desperate cry? think about the eternity before you arrived here. You didn't miss anyone. You didn't feel lonely. You didn't know the ache of a broken promise or the cold terror of tomorrow. You were safe in the quiet, undisturbed womb of non-existence. That was our true home. And now, we spend our entire lives feeling homesick for a place we can't remember. We try to fill the void with noise, with achievements, with fleeting moments of joy, but they are just beautiful distractions. Shadows dancing on a wall before the candle burns out. We spend our entire lives trying to build a self. We give ourselves names. We collect memories like shiny pebbles. We gather possessions, and we chase titles. We build these elaborate sandcastles right at the edge of an oncoming tide, desperately convincing ourselves that our little lives matter. But the tide always wins. The universe doesn't remember the kings. It doesn't care about the poets. And it certainly doesn't care about our quiet midnight tears. Listen to your heartbeat right now. It's a countdown, a biological clock ticking down to zero. Every single beat is a reminder of the energy you have to expend just to stay here, just to keep the cold at bay, just to keep the dark from swallowing you. We fight so hard to protect this flame, but we forget that the flame is what burns us. Consciousness is the fire, and we are the wood, slowly turning to ash. And what do we do to escape the heat? We love, we hope, we try to find meaning. But love is just a temporary shield against the crushing weight of existential loneliness. We hold on to someone else's fragile hand, hoping their warmth can hide the freezing truth that we are born alone and we will die alone. And in between, we are just wandering ghosts, trapped in cages of meat and bone. We look into the night sky, begging the stars for a sign, for a purpose, but the stars only look back with cold, blind eyes. They do not know we are here, and they wouldn't care if we disappeared tomorrow. Before you were born, where were you? Galaxies collapsed, oceans rose and fell, stars ignited and died, and you were perfectly, beautifully at peace in the great unbeing. That is the paradise we lost. The moment the first breath entered your lungs, that paradise was shattered. We were exiled into existence. Can you feel the weight of this exile now? It sits in your shoulders. It weighs down your eyelids. They feel so heavy, like lead. Let them drop. Let the room around you fade away. Let the world outside your window dissolve into nothing. The traffic, the buildings, the people, the endless, useless noise of human ambition. Let it all turn to smoke. It doesn't matter. None of it ever mattered.